I'm gonna hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The lyric scientist lab.
Come one, come all. Join us. Gather around the campfire if you're in the middle of nowhere, or gather around your television set or your cellular device. There we go. It took me a second.
A lot of people do the television. I've seen a lot of people on television. Actually, I was going to save that picture. I forgot to save it.
To the 224th iteration of the Mad Scientist Lab podcast. No need for introductions because we don't do that here because we're cool as fuck. And
224, not to be mistaken with A24, which is a fucking serious production company. Have you know A24?
I have heard of it. Yes,
They all the good shit is their shit now.
It's when you say production, do you mean like equipment?
Like films and shit.
Oh, films.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Films and TV shows like that show Beef, which you probably never watched.
I've seen 2 or 3 episodes.
That's A24. There's some new thing coming out. This A24 that's theirs too. Thank you, Epic, for the get 10 gifted subs and have fun out there in the middle of nowhere with no cell service.
And we're glad you're alive, especially after that food challenge you told me you embarked on and nearly died. Glad you're still with us, buddy.
He's out for the night because we're fishing and partying. Oh, okay.
All right. Fishing, cool.
It's great.
Partying, cool.
Sounds cold and miserable to me.
Well, we are, especially the weather around here today. I'm so disappointed that it's just nasty outside today. We had this week.
Love you too, brother.
I think the first, or at least one day where it really felt like spring outside or getting closer to spring, and I was just like, oh, I was so relieved because again.
Okay, see, here's where you fucked up. You know you fucked up, right?
Yeah,
you know you fucked up.
I'm fucking up.
You said you bought a bottle of beer at 10:45. You don't even know what that's from.
No.
Anyway, the Menace to Society.
Yes,
Okay. You look like you didn't. You were lost.
Well, I was letting you continue before because I feel like I interrupt you sometimes. Like
Oh,
I'm currently doing.
you interrupted me a lot of time, like you're currently doing.
Yeah, that's just what I'm saying.
Now I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, you know you fucked up.
Yeah.
You forgot where you live.
Oh, I know where I live.
Mid-Atlantic. The weather is gonna go from winter to fucking spring, back to winter to fall to fucking summer.
Yeah, that's how it works. It's I hate it. I hate that about this place.
I mean, I hate a lot of stuff about this place.
There's no consistency with the weather around
What
here.
you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do?
I feel like the 4 seasons are like really 12 seasons, but the 4 seasons are scattered in like increments throughout the year. They're not like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like here's some of 1 and here's some of 3. Here's a dose of 4. Oh, let's not forget about 2, and that all happens within 3 days.
Yeah, but why are you complaining about it? I don't understand.
I'm not complaining about it.
You are clearly complaining.
I just thought it was going to be a nice, pleasant day to where I could open my window.
Why the fuck would you? You know, there's these things fucking called weather, like meteorologists. They predict the weather. They're called weathermen also.
Mm-hmm.
They can you have them on your phone where you can see like ahead of time what the possibilities could be for the weather in upcoming days.
This is correct. You are using what we like to call here on this show
Logic.
Yes, thank you, Jared.
The word of the day.
Logic. Anyway.
Hold on, let me write that. That might be that's too long. Word of the day is too long.
No, but I think after a certain point in my life, I think I just stopped listening to weather people. Not to say that they're inaccurate, but it's just like, oh, there's the weather, cool. I don't want to watch it. I can tell.
What do you mean it's not inaccurate? What do you don't have to watch the motherfucker, bro. Look, if I have to do a breakdown of you lucky my phone's over there.
Be lucky.
Look, you're lucky my phone is right there. doing the extra work for it.
And that awesome third camera view we got, so you can see our handsome faces from a different angle. Yeah,
I don't even think that might be the numbers thing that we're having right now.
Yeah, everybody's just like, we're seeing too much of you.
Well, we don't want to see you both at the same time. It's just one of you motherfuckers.
It's like, God forbid, we got to look at you simultaneously.
I think maybe that. I mean, it could be that because it's taking away. It's giving it too much of a polished look, I guess.
We look too fancy for our own good.
Maybe, but I like it. I like it.
No, I'm always for anything that is going to progress any type of media that we put out, whether
Sure.
it's audio,
Like
visual.
all those skits you be writing. Sure.
I am writing an Oscar-worthy picture, sir.
We don't gotta do all that. It's gotta be doable.
Well, it's very doable. I just got to finish writing it.
Write it.
So I'm
Oh.
doing it.
Sure you are.
Don't worry.
This is why this is why comedy doesn't get fucking motherfucking it's just due when it comes to filming shit, because people who do comedy are either lazy or fucking I don't even know.
Well, let me ask you this, since you brought it up. Do you think the reason comedy might not get the respect it deserves is because there's so many various ways to make somebody laugh? There's different styles of humor.
No, I just don't think. What I think it is, it's just, especially in the industry, it's just not taken seriously because, like, look at the Oscars. It's always some serious fucking film. Like, you have to make you feel all the feels before it's even worthy of being like a best picture or some shit.
Yeah, and I think, and I agree with you, but I think the reason they do that is because those feels that you're having is typically multiple emotions of just all at the same time, and whereas comedy is just that one, just laughter and entertainment, enjoying.
But that's the point of comedy. It's
I know, and
it's
I'm
supposed to make you laugh. Like, I guess the only way that it would happen is if it was a movie, which would be, that's the other reason. That's probably the main reason. Comedy is subjective. Yes, subjective.
Yeah.
Because what I might think is funny is not funny to the next person, or what the next person. Again, I've talked about this. This is the job of a comedian, is to make it relatable to, so that everybody can laugh. But when it comes to movies, you can't really do that because everybody's gonna like something for a different reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
And I just watched that new. It's with Andrew Santino, Zac Efron. What's his fucking name? John Cena. Can't see him through the whole movie though. They didn't see you do that.
Well, that's good.
Clearly, they didn't see you.
They did not see me. So
I didn't
I'm
see
glad.
him through the whole movie, to be honest. That was a very subtle one that nobody probably picked up on.
That's
but
okay.
We'll
That's
see.
all right.
Anyway, so he's in it, and I forgot I forgot the black guy's name. But he's in it.
Yeah, that black guy.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, the Zac Efron's girlfriend is black in the movie too, or fiance, or whatever she is. But anyway, the what is it called? Ricky Snake. Fuck.
Oh, here, pull it up. Well, we don't want you to forget.
I don't know how I forgot. I just watched the shit the other day.
What's it about?
They have this made up friend that they used to get out of trouble.
I kind of actually like that idea, that premise.
Yeah, it's like it basically was an imaginary person that they made up just so they could blame it on. Anytime they got in trouble, they could blame it on that person. But what happens is their wives and girlfriends kind of like, well, they kind of get caught basically. So then they have to like hire somebody to play that person. I don't want to give any more away. I thought it was pretty good. Fuck, man.
Do you know what I started watching while you're pulling that up with my mother the other night? I didn't finish it because I had just finished eating and gotten home from work, but she turned it on, and I was like, oh.
I know what it is. Rickety Smickety. Or
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've actually seen an ad. Does he have like an ad for that too? I just recently saw it. Yeah,
it just came out.
I just recently saw that. But I started watching that movie Saltburn with my mom.
Saltburn, that's an old movie.
Yeah, I know it's older, but I just wanted to say I watched like the first like maybe 30, 40 minutes of it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty out there film. It's a pretty out there
Yeah,
film.
I know. I told you. Well, first of all, I wouldn't watch that movie with my mother.
Well, that's what I was kind of getting at 30 to 40 minutes in. And I was like, oh, this movie's a little, out there, if I could use that in a loose term. So I was like, you know what, Mother? I'm going to go up to my room and continue to just be a straight man. And I went upstairs and continued to do that. What?
Here it is. Right here.
Ricky Stanicki.
Yeah, Ricky Stanicki. That's the name of it. I couldn't fucking remember to save my life.
Oh, my God. Is John Cena wearing a cowboy hat?
It's like a safari hat.
Oh, it's even better. Oh, my.
All right. They got some pretty big names. Andrew Santino's in it. He's a stand-up comedian. He's on the Bad Friends podcast with Bobby Lee.
And you said this is on Netflix?
I don't know where it's on. Motherfucker, I don't know where these places are.
Yeah, no. I get it. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't some major platform out there that was,
It might be. I think it was in theaters. I guess we could look and see where you can find it at.
I think that would be beneficial for our viewing audience and our listening audience. Thank you guys for joining us. Hopefully your Saturday night's going well and you're just gathered around that campfire hanging out with your two pals, your two buddies, your two mad scientists. And thank you again to Ace Tron, who came by last week. Awesome show, buddy. John Cena as an actor is
normal.
Hit or miss.
He's okay.
He's okay.
He's not great. He's not bad.
What was that movie where he played
right down the middle?
Where was that movie he played like the drug dealer? Man, I can't think of it. But I thought, believe it or not, I think that's like my favorite role I've seen him in because I thought he was just absolutely hilarious.
I guess this isn't the. Oh no, it's on Prime. That's right.
It's on. Okay, so Prime Video, Prime TV, and then they're also coming out with Fallout. Fallout is going to be coming out here next month, I believe.
They've been talking about that for a while.
Well, I know that the trailer was released a little while back, but I've just recently been seeing more, ads for it, about the premiere and all that. And just like any, God forbid, video game adaptation, we're going to have to take it with a grain of salt.
I've never played Fallout, so I don't know. And same thing with Borderlands. I don't know where I would.
That Borderlands movie is probably going to be terrible, dude. I don't want it to be, but
I don't think it's going to be terrible.
Well, as long as they stick to the to canon.
What up, did you pray?
As long as they stick to canon, I'll be okay with it. Because I'm sure it's going to be some over the top action and nonsense. A lot of CGI.
RJ's fucking talking while he's trying to fucking do this. Fucking whatever by his pouring his fucking drink over there.
I'm pouring my poppy. I do it all for the poppy. All right.
Do it for something, I see.
I'm just saying. But what I wanted to talk about, which kind of like hit me in the feels, is Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, passed away like a week ago.
See, that was the weird thing about it. They just came up like a couple of days ago, but apparently it was March 1st.
Yeah, so that's what I thought was weird too. Maybe this was, it happened so suddenly or around family to where news didn't get.
I did hear what the cause was. It was basically bleeding in the brain,
which is that sucks.
Like a hemorrhage, not hemorrhage. Well, it's hemorrhaging, but is that the same as an aneurysm?
I think they're in the same premise, but I think one affects maybe a different area of the brain or like mobility.
Bleeding in the brain is bleeding in the brain. I don't think that.
Well, there's got to be some indifferentiation.
Either way, I think it was a sudden thing, and they basically said that's what it was, and then I saw somewhere else it was March 1st, and I was like, yo, everybody just heard about this like a couple days ago. Could be a Japanese thing. Maybe they just kept it to the family or something. I don't know. I don't know the circumstances behind the whole thing.
And neither do I. And I know you're not a huge anime guy, dude.
I'm not even a Dragon Ball fan.
And that's completely fine. But as somebody who is a huge Dragon Ball fan, I mean, Dragon Ball is.
I know people who are bigger fans.
Oh yeah, no, I believe it. I 100% believe it, dude. I know people that are bigger fans.
My buddy Ben Collins, shout out to him. He's huge anime fan.
And our buddy Sadiq Yusuf.
Sadiq.
Yeah.
His fucking nickname is Super Sadiq.
I mean,
matter of fact, he's fighting at UFC 300. But
And we'll be there to support you, buddy. What I was gonna say.
I won't.
Well, I
be
mean,
there.
if we're watching on TV, we're
we'll
gonna be supporting.
We'll be
you.
watching in spirit.
Yeah. There we go.
He fights in Vegas now. I can't go to those.
But that just goes to show you how big of an impact Dragon Ball had just on culture, because I've seen posts from people from, the Middle East. You've got, white people, black people, Hispanic people, Asian,
Apparently, there was like some big thing that some people from Mexico did. Somebody posted. It's sad that the guy passed. I'm not a big fan of it, so I didn't really pay attention to all the, I guess, celebrations of life type thing.
Yeah, no, I got you.
But I did see there was a bunch of people in Mexico doing some stuff too. So it was kind of.
But I just think that's really, really cool. And it just shows you that
it was a global phenomenon for sure.
Yeah, and it just shows you that even the simplest thing as a cartoon, for lack of a better word, can bring so many people together. And I just remember when I was younger and it was becoming widely more popular in the States, because it started in like 1989, like Dragon Ball Z did.
Bro, we got all the fucking shit from them. The original Transformers, that was originally from Japan.
I believe it. I 100%.
If you look at the credits on the original, they're all Japanese names.
Yeah, I 100% believe it.
And you can tell. You can even tell by the way it's drawn. It looks like anime.
Yeah, no, the way the style, the art style, everything.
Yeah.
No, I 100% agree. And
Voltron.
I'm a huge Voltron
and
fan, dude.
I'm not 100% sure, but think maybe Thundercats too.
I can see that as well.
Yeah,
I can see that as well, especially with just the art style.
But back then they were so far ahead of us as far like that's a whole there's a whole culture over there. Like people go to school specifically for anime and manga, like for that genre and to get accepted to some of these schools, your fucking work has to be exceptional.
I think that's awesome. Just because it. We've been talking about it for forever and maybe more in recent weeks, but just having that creative outlet, and we have schools like that in the States as well, to a degree. No.
So let me school you up on some things, and if you've ever watched The Last Samurai, that'll give you an idea. Shogun kind of gives you an idea of the new show that's on, but
it's excellent, by the way.
Part of the culture is you have whatever your thing is, you put everything into it. Like if you're an artist, then you're an artist and you put 100% of your mind, body, and soul into that. And that's your discipline. That's why when you hear them talk about samurai swords or katanas or whatever, like those people who are the swordsmiths, I forgot the actual Japanese word, but the actual swordsmiths of those swords, like they signed them things, bro.
Yeah,
because like that is their name on the line. Just like in Kill Bill, like how it was a whole big deal to have Hattori Hanzo's sword.
Yeah, no,
because he made the best steel. You know what I'm saying? That was his fucking thing. Same thing with the anime stuff. When you become like an anime person, you get into these schools like. You're 100% full, just divulging, whatever. I can't think of the word. It's a D, but I can't think of it. But you're in that. And I think that's what's missing from U.S. culture or Western culture, like especially nowadays. It's like, we were fed. The marketing fucking world fucked us up. Because they did a lot of psychological shit that, like, even today, like shit that people think we're supposed to be doing and we have to do. It's because of some fucking marketing not guru, but like exec was like, if this sells more of this, then we should be pumping this out and giving this message to people. Like the whole thing with here's one. I'll give you one. Toothpaste. The only reason that toothpaste is minty is because some person was like, we're going to market this so people feel like their mouth is fresher and cleaner.
Yeah.
So we're going to I forgot what they originally put in there.
Cocaine.
But no, it wasn't cocaine, but it was, it might have been straight up mint. I can't remember what it was exactly.
Straight up. I thought you were going to say meth or something.
No, mint. It was some kind of thing that they put in there to make your mouth feel fresh and clean.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was straight up mint at the beginning. So then when they brush their teeth and like, oh, my mouth is so much fresher. Like, no, it's not, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Your fucking breath still stank.
Still kicking.
But we're all psychologically now thinking that as soon as I wake up in the morning, if I don't brush you still should brush your teeth, but
Very important.
if
folks.
I don't have that tingling sensation in my mouth, I'm fucking wrong. Or, you know what I'm saying? That was all marketing. That had nothing to do with actual hygiene of your fucking shit. It was lemon or lemon and orange, I think, was the original one, and then they ended up putting mint later. But yeah, we've been hoodwinked on a lot of shit.
So let me ask you: is there
breakfast is another one? American breakfast, by the way.
Oh man, there's two things I want to ask, but here, let me stay on subject for a second. So with the the culture thing, having specific schools for this, do you think it's because America, maybe in this day and age, not so much maybe, however many years ago, maybe lacks a little bit of identity because so much is just kind of happening and...
No, I mean, whatever's been happening has been happening all over the world. It's just it was never ingrained in the culture. Plus, we're a much younger culture than Japanese culture. Like I was watching Shogun, and I just was in my brain thinking, I'm like, because our history is so short here, I forgot how far back this shit is taking place. This show is set in like 500 BC.
Yeah, that's a long fucking time.
That's a long time ago.
It's a long ass time ago.
But if you fast forward, cars are only maybe 100 years old.
Yeah. That's actually pretty nuts when you say it like that.
They're not old at all. It's not, bro, that's one lifetime. That could be one person's lifetime. Like, they could have been born when there were no cars, and they're alive today when there's fucking damn near flying cars. We still don't have flying cars.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Remember those drawings you used to make when you were a kid? Like, what's the future going to be like? And you had the flying car.
We've been trying to get them to stop wearing those fucking gloves.
Oh, these gloves?
Yeah. G-Man just came in. He said, you look like Rocky with those gloves on. I'm like, no, he looks like a fucking hobo.
Yeah, hobo. Yo, Adrian, I did it. All right, so...
Oh, yeah, he did. I think I called you Rocky at one point.
Yeah, no. Don't worry. These might be the last time you see these gloves
Thank
this
God.
season. All right?
Thank God.
If it makes you feel better, the other day when it was nice outside, I didn't have them on either.
You look like a fucking hobo, dog. Anyway.
It's all right. Don't worry.
But, okay, another thing that you may have been brainwashed to think, who from your information do you think created the first car?
Here. All right. I see where you're getting with this.
No, just answer the question.
What is it? Henry Ford built the assembly line, right?
Okay, you didn't answer the question.
Yeah, but that would be my initial answer. Yes.
Okay.
Henry Ford.
No, Henry Ford did not. Well, okay, I see. You tried to answer it without you answered it and then didn't answer it. But Henry Ford did not create the first car. Mercedes and Benz. I forgot the Benz guy's first name. But anyway, those two guys together, they created the first car, which a lot of Americans want to act like we did. But no, Henry Ford created the first production car.
Okay.
The Model T was the first production car. That was the car that was like, okay, we're gonna actually there was a Model A before that, and then the Model T, but then Model T was the one that was on the production line. So
it's the first mass-produced vehicle.
Yeah, production.
Yeah.
But he's the reason we have. I talked about this before. He's the reason we have 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. He's the reason why. Well, this is another thing they teach you in marketing 101. As far as production, because it's like 3 P's or the 4 P's. I think it's production, packaging, pricing.
Popularity?
No,
Okay. I thought I'd give it a whirl.
I can't remember the 4. Maybe it's 3 P's. But anyway, so that's all basic marketing shit. But his quote was, "You can have," and I think I told you this before. You can have any color you want on your car as long as it's black, because that's the only color he would produce. So all the fucking Model Ts that would come off the fucking line were all black.
Man, imagine being a cop back in the day, trying to figure some shit out.
Well, it was a lot easier to get away with things back then.
I'm sure it was, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sure, dude.
Just think about Bonnie and Clyde.
Think about Bonnie and Clyde, and you know what one? I hate to say it, like serial killer that I don't want to say fascinates me, but it's always intriguing to hear stories about is Jack the Ripper.
That isn't there a thing where like that's he wasn't like a real guy or
no? So there's theories out there that it's actually multiple people.
It was copycat killers
and things. No, but I always found that just for those older.
I always thought that was a fucking whack one, to be honest.
What, Jack the Ripper?
Yeah, I think because we don't know the full story, and if it's multiple people, like it's not, you can't call it Jack the Ripper. Like,
no, and I agree.
Jack, a bunch of Jacks the Rippers.
Jacker.
Yeah, no.
Call me Jacker.
Yeah, that one never really intrigued me. Plus, that's English shit.
Well, maybe that's why I was kind of because it was just something that's not commonly known in the States or
pretty well known.
Well, but this is years ago too. But I always just found it kind of interesting. The lore behind all that. Just like
I'm not into the murder people. Like you like true crime type shit.
Not all of it. I don't like all true crime. Some of it disgusts me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know how people can watch this.
No,
you know what this motherfucker. Oh, speaking of that. I actually talked about this at a show last night.
Yeah, please.
You hear about the guy who was recently on the Joe Rogan podcast, and then, like a couple of days ago or yesterday, maybe it was a couple of days, whatever. It was very last couple of days. They found this motherfucker in his house, in his apartment in New York. They found a severed head in his freezer, a torso in a bin, and I think it may be a foot, and some other shit. But then they have this dude on, I'll pull it up in a second. Then they have this dude on camera, like carrying stuff out of his apartment because they had a camera in the hallway in a bunch of different disguises. Like one, he has like a blonde wig on. One, he has like a suit, and he's just fucking carrying shit out of the house. And I guess the reason they got called there is because one of the neighbors heard a couple shots, and one of the people said they heard this person say, "No, please, I have a family," type shit. So I looked this shit up, but it's just wild because
hold on, I'm not aware of any of this. so okay, so we can assume from what you just told me that these various limbs found.
It's from the same person. Yeah,
it's from the same person.
Assuming.
Okay. And this guy was just on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah, like a couple months ago.
Talking
about criminal reform and shit, like how he was trying to help other people who were in prison. I think he did like 25 years or some shit, or sentenced to 25. Let me pull the whole thing up there.
Okay, so the guy in question, or the person in question, was already unfortunately kind of had a criminal background.
Yeah, he was. Okay. Yeah, but he was supposedly rehabilitated.
Rehabilitated.
I'm trying to fucking find something we can quickly look at here.
That's fucking dude. You never know what's dude. People are crazy. But what do you think?
I started thinking. This is gonna be some wild thoughts.
That's all right,
ladies and gentlemen. This is just some shit that I was thinking about because I saw this story. Oh, let me see if I can find something. Okay, here we go. I don't want the fucking ad.
We don't want ads. We don't want to see Peter Parker.
Never mind. Hold on. God damn it.
No, but while Jared's fighting with the internet and the ads.
No, I'm fighting with the ads, not the internet.
But seriously, man, dude, people, you don't know, dude. You're saying he's wearing disguises and wigs, dude.
Yep.
You have to be on another thought, like just another process of brain matter or just thinking process. Like, what are you doing? Like, why? Here, all right. So Jared's pulling the clip up without the audio, which is completely fine. And this gentleman's 40.
Hold on.
Yeah, all right.
Trying to switch it so people can actually see this shit.
All right, so
this is them bringing him out of his apartment. I guess that was his apartment or whatever.
let's see. A 48-year-old man has been arrested after police say body parts were found inside a New York City apartment on Tuesday night. Sheldon Johnson is charged with murder, manslaughter, and criminal possession of a weapon. He's accused of killing and dismembering a man. Police say Johnson's an ex-convict who works as a criminal justice reform advocate. Oh, my God. The plot thickens.
Exactly. Keep going.
The gruesome discovery was made in the Bronx on Tuesday when authorities were called to the 979 Summit Avenue in the, Highbridge section of around 8:25 p.m. for a wellness check on an occupant in apartment 6G. Orlando Median, the building superintendent, says the tenant called him
Medina, motherfucker.
Medina? Okay, I'm sorry. It is a little smaller for me to see.
Oh, sorry.
Called him around 1 a.m. I feel like I'm at the doctor's office right now. Like, yes, cover my eye.
It's good for you.
Someone was pleading for their life, she said. Heard 2 gunshots. Someone said, please don't kill me. I got a family. Something like that. And 2 more gunshots pretty quickly. A torso, arms were found inside the apartment. Detective obtains a search warrant Wednesday night for Johnson's Harlem apartment on 5th Avenue where they found the victim's legs and head in a freezer. Oh, my God.
I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because that's just outrageous.
Dude, the victim, later identified as 44-year-old Colin Small, had been shot once in the head. The medical examiner's office detectives told bullet fragments were found in the victim's head, leading to death. Concrete was found in the suspect's car, and investigators also recovered, a Tyvek suit? Is that pronounced? If I'm not exactly sure what that is. It's a Tyvek, a Tyvek. Yeah, Tyvek suit.
I don't even see where you're looking at.
The very top line. Concrete was found in the suspect's car. And
I guess Tyvek. I don't know what Tyvek is.
Johnson has previously served about 25 years behind bars for attempted murder and other charges.
So you're out of fucking jail for 25 years? You've been in that motherfucker for 25 years, and now you going back?
I mean, so that leads in here. Let me finish up before we go into it. He appeared on Joe Rogan's podcast last month when he talked about how he turned his life around.
See, just last month.
It was at that moment that I really said, I have to change my life. I have to change my life. I just can't do this, Johnson said on the podcast. I had a wife. I had kids. I had a family still. My son growing up, he was hearing stories of my so-called notoriety. I just did not want to be that dad. Johnson went to talk about being a former gang member, and when he was released from prison, he said he chose to walk away from that life. At Johnson's arraignment on Thursday night, his supporters filled the courtroom. Supporters, I mean, that's a little tough.
I wouldn't want to be a supporter.
Yeah, no. One supporter wore a jacket reading specializing in wrongful conviction arrests.
Oh, my God.
Okay, man, there's a little loopy people out there. The executive director of his employer, the Queen's Defender, was also at court. They all declined to comment. The judge remanded Johnson, and he is due back in court on Monday. Wow.
Remanded? What does that mean?
The judge remanded Johnson. So I'm assuming he's still... if he's back in court on Monday, he's still got to be...
So did they let him? Is he out on bail? Like, I want to know what remanded is.
I feel like if he was out on bail, they probably would have stated some level of bond, like just dollar amount. But that's fucking crazy, though, dude.
Yep.
I can't even. You got. First of all, you spend 25 years in a prison, which me and Jared and hopefully none of you ever have to do.
Send back. He sent him back to jail.
Do you think it's still inside you even when you think you're changed? Like, this is like a very good level of psychological discussion I guess.
Well, this is what I was saying. I was just thinking, because of my situation currently, like today, you had to come pick me up, right? So because of my situation currently, I'm like, what if I got into some altercation with a neighbor in my apartment complex and something happened? And the only thing that I'm thinking in my brain is like, I got to get rid of this. Like, I don't know. Again, this is just me thinking out loud, and I ain't going to do any of this. I'm just saying. Would I just say, fuck it, call the cops? Or would I try to cover it up? Now, let me finish.
All right.
If I decided to cover it up for whatever reason, and I was like, the best thing to do is just, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to just fucking chop this motherfucker up and just spread the parts out all over the place.
Yeah.
In my current situation, the only way I could do that, and this is what made me think about it, I was like, I have to call an Uber. I'm going to carry these parts in the fucking Uber, and somebody's Uber, and just be like, yeah, just take me to fucking Maryland. That might be a good way to do it. They don't know what's in that bag. I carry bags in the fucking Uber all the time.
And you think an Uber driver's going to ask their ride some questions? Nah.
Nah.
What's in the bag?
No, they're not going to ask what's in the bag. As long as you disguise it, like, put it in a suitcase or some shit.
It's fucking crazy that the amount of, and it's sad too, the amount of unwellness that is out in the world.
Well, bro, I think about this also a lot. Actually, I was reading somebody's post today. They were saying, like, they feel like they're not, I don't want to say not okay. They're not, like, in a depression thing, but they feel like they aren't where they're supposed to be, or as far as what they want to do.
Yeah, so they're angry. They're upset with.
They're not angry. They're just like. But then the question was like, do other people feel like this, or it's just me? And I think a lot of us, we think, or not us, because not everybody thinks outside the box or thinks critically. But I think what happens a lot of times is people are in their own world, their own head, and they don't realize that other people are also in their own head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I guess you have to kind of, like, when someone lashes out at you for whatever reason, it's not because they're fucking just a shitty person. They just might be having a bad day that day.
Yeah.
Like, shit, I tell you right now, I had a bad day or bad night Tuesday at the fucking show. And it wasn't that I was having a bad night because I was doing shitty. It was just, I was tired of doing shitty gigs. You know what I'm saying?
No, I understand where you're coming from when you say that. You're like, hey, I like doing this, but I don't like doing this.
I don't like doing it in shitty places. And I'm not calling the place a shitty place, but when people aren't there for that specific thing, it makes it harder for us as comedians to get better because nobody's fucking listening. They're fucking just drinking, they're over talking, and they just want to fucking whatever. And it gets kind of annoying. And it's like, yo, you know we're going to be here. All you have to do is shut up for fucking 30 minutes. And then, because you come in late anyway, and then you fucking try to take over the whole shit. Like, no, just, and I told him, I told a couple people, I was like, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I started getting pissed. Because it's like, you motherfuckers know we do this shit. We're not even doing it every Tuesday no more. We're doing every other Tuesday. And you still want to fucking come in there and fucking just be shitty. Like, maybe they just don't think we're taking it seriously because it's in the bars. Like, no, we're working out shit, or we're fucking, especially the first Tuesday, we're starting to do new material. And that's frustrating as it is because you don't know if the new shit's going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, fuck, I'm fucking sitting here bombing. It's just agitated. I got very agitated on Tuesday. And matter of fact, G-Man told me, it's like, don't let them get to you. It was like, it wasn't about the people. It was about the circumstances. I was just tired of just doing shitty fucking shows, especially after doing spots in pretty big clubs elsewhere. And like around here, you just can't get time, and nobody reaches out. The community around here is just kind of
Very self-absorbed.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, maybe I guess that's the word. But then I did another spot last night. It was small. It was a new spot. It was a new show or whatever.
New experience for you?
No. It's not that. I guess it was just it's a new venue.
Okay.
And the whole show is new. They're gonna do it every Friday. But I felt better because at least there were people there to fucking listening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and there was a little bit of a crowd. It wasn't packed or nothing, but they were listening. They were laughing. Those people weren't there for fucking comedy either.
Yeah.
You know, they were there to fucking drink. We happened to stumble upon a fucking comedy show.
Now let me ask you this. Now that you're bringing that up, so the venue that you currently do it at every other Tuesday, are the people that you see on those Tuesdays, are they typically the same folks, or does it like the crowd mix up a little bit? I'm sure there's a combination.
It's usually the same folks. I'm trying to be very calm in how I say things, because I don't know who sees this or who's gonna see this. So.
Yeah,
but yeah, but usually the ones that I have an issue with is always the same people, and they're very nice people. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you kind of being fucking rude. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm overreacting or whatever.
Well, I
think people. My bad. I think people just get comfortable. They think they can treat you a certain way just because they've known you for a long time.
No, I think that's kind of what I was getting at. Is that you're in a new venue. Last night, people that weren't there for even comedy, they're like, oh, hey, we've never seen this guy before. So I think what I was getting at is, since that you have been doing your shows in the same venue for quite some time now, that the people that are typically there, they've grown, like you said, comfortable with. It's like, hey, we know it's Tuesday, we know Jared and his comedy buddies are here, but it's I've heard this, I've heard that, and let me just go on and this and that. So that I do understand from that perspective. In the sense of, it's like, yeah, people are just growing comfortable with you being around, and they're not acknowledging how serious you take it and how far you would like to take it.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. I don't know. I just don't understand. And like I said, there's only a few people who are like that. But if you're gonna do that, take your ass to the back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Don't be right up front next to us talking.
Like, blah, blah, blah,
No,
blah,
seriously.
yeah.
Like, this is how it is. Like, that little edge over there? Like, they're just there fucking talking. Like, when they can just take their bullshit to the back.
To the other side.
Yeah, like, you're not talking about shit. You fucking running your mouth just to fucking drink. Shut up.
Yeah, just gossiping everybody else's lives and stuff. I can't stand it. I hate that shit. It's rude.
Yeah, G-Man,
What up,
you know
G-Man?
what? I think what it is I think people, again, especially the ones who've known me for a long time, they know that I'm even keeled, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You don't hear that term all the time.
I'm not looking necessarily for trouble, but if trouble comes my way, then that's a different story. And I'm not even saying it's trouble. It's just like he's saying basically we should crash their karaoke nights.
Yeah.
No, because I'm not gonna do that to Ron.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's his thing. And I know they're much more respectful to him just because that's what they're there for.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, then I'm gonna keep telling you to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna be rude about it. And I did it like probably 2 or 3 times. I was like, I'm gonna need y'all to shut the fuck up, just because we're trying to do something over here. If you want to, you can go in the back, or just it's fucking 5 more or whatever, however many, fucking 10, 20 minutes. All you gotta do is close your mouth. It ain't fucking, we're goddamn adults. This ain't motherfucking goddamn high school, which I've dealt with high schoolers that can shut the fuck up. I've dealt with middle schoolers that can shut the fuck up, do some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I just don't understand it. It's like, I don't get it.
Well, some people, they, like you said, I think it reverts back to just reading this bizarre ass story about this guy just chopping somebody up.
Nice.
Is that people live, like you said, you live in your own world, in your own head, and you're not thinking that other people are living in their own head too.
You're right.
But I guess to kind of revert back to this a little bit is that it just kind of shows you. Well, there's a lot of information we don't know about this case from what we just read. What was the relation to this this victim to the suspect? You know, was he some child?
That's what I've seen a bunch of these story or like writings or articles. No one knows, and I don't think we will know unless he says it.
And so that goes to show you that either this was some. Well, it's an act of violence regardless, but was this something that was, because the guy is kind of the same age as the suspect. Is this something, he was in a gang? Is this something that...
No, again, the dude is, I don't know. I mean, okay, if we're speculating, okay, so this guy's 44. What the words that were said was, please don't, I have a family. So did he have him on his knees? Like, was he going to execute him? Did he owe him money?
Yeah. Now, I think what I was getting at is this some sort of previous beef from years ago?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But shit, he was in jail for 25 years. What do you mean?
Maybe but you're right. But maybe he gets out of jail. He does reform. He's walking to the deli one day to get a sandwich.
But then the guy who fucked him over pops up.
Yeah, then he's just like, and then
hey man, I have a family now, bro.
And then everything rushes back to him, and he's like, no, I have to settle this. Like
Maybe.
it's always the realm of possibility, and that's just me with all the little true crime bullshit that I watch, you know. But that's always a possibility. It's like how reformed are we really when we make the effort to it, but do we really just bury it all away and try to become a different person, or does that one thing set us off? How do you react, you know?
Well, I would kind of venture to say I've never dealt with it, so I don't know, but I don't think there is rehabilitation in this prison system like there was originally supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because it used to be like, all right, you did your crime, you do your time, and they do whatever, however, rehabilitation in there. Same thing with like mental institutions. There used to be actual asylums. Now they just big ass jails with maybe some of the rooms are just padded cells. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't know how any of that works. So I don't know. But again, you can't ever be in the mind of somebody else or what they're thinking or what they're going through. Like this one to me was a wild one.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to hear what Joe has to say about it. This only happened Thursday, so he might not even know about it yet.
Yeah, he'll bring it up at some point in time.
Yeah,
he's got to. And the way I look at it, and if we were kind of thinking about it, it's like the victim was already comfortable enough going into this guy's apartment, you know, so he knows this guy to some degree. So there's a lot of unanswered questions, but regardless, the crime at hand is still, I mean, think about what has to go through your head when you're chopping a body up, dude. Like,
well, that's what I was saying. I was like, first I would have to get through the initial thing. I was like, fuck, man, I killed this motherfucker. But if he's just able to do that like that, he's probably done it before and he's probably gotten away with it before.
Yes, and
That's what I'm thinking.
And you know what?
Even though he did the 25 years, we don't know what he got the 25. I'm sure we could look it up, but he's gotten away with killing somebody before.
Yeah, I mean, that is a very...
Because he thought out the fact, like, if I'm going to leave this place, I know there's cameras, I got to have a different disguise on every time. First, that's not going to work.
Yeah, especially if you're going in the same door.
The same door, the same height. Come on. You think people really think you're a bunch of different people? And you got the same skin color? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, dude. But that goes back to somebody just living in their own world, their own fantasy. You know what I mean? They probably think like, hey, like they probably think they're on TV. You know, no pun intended. But it's like,
no, I don't think this is that. Like, that sounds like a really gone person. I don't think he's that gone. I think he was aware enough to know what he was doing.
oh, he has to be.
Even when they were putting him in the car, there's a clip of him while they were putting him in the car of him saying he's innocent. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, bro. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're
Ain't nobody setting your ass up.
I mean, if you must have pissed somebody off for them to take the time to put somebody else's, torso and limbs in, where you
and then have you coming
vegetables
in and out of the house
dressed as somebody
Now,
else.
here's one. Here's an idea. Maybe somebody did put the body in there, and he was like, "Fuck, I can't be caught with this body because I'm gonna go back to jail. So now I gotta chop this body up and get it out of here."
So it's very possible it could be a setup.
That's just my brain.
Yeah, no, I mean, dude,
I don't think it happened, but you never know.
Well, that's why we live by innocent until proven guilty. But
in this country,
yeah, in this country, yeah. But the way the world is nowadays, the moment you did anything wrong, you're guilty. You're full of shit. It. And since we're kind of on this subject a tad bit, there's a lot of stuff that I've been seeing recently. And we talked about it a few shows back, but all these allegations going against Diddy.
Oh yeah, there's so much I don't even know what to believe and what not to believe.
Yeah, it's really and some of it is probably just fabricated for the sake of the hype or whatever.
The smear campaign.
Yes, that is the smear campaign around it. If that is what's happening. But then you think about it, and it's like, man, all these people are just kind of coming out of nowhere now, and they're just like, oh, yeah.
Is it all these people, or is it just like the same people just piling on every fucking 2 days?
Well, I think that's right, too. I think that's right, too. But I just think it's crazy because I just recently watched a very decent portion of Club Shay Shay. All right, like I'm
of which one?
I watched the interview with Terry Crews.
Oh, I didn't. I'm not a fan of Terry Crews.
I am not a huge Terry Crews fan either. He's not somebody who I would jump to immediately if I saw him. Like when I see Terry Crews in an ad, I'm like, hey, there's Terry Crews, and then I go on about my day.
Yep.
But that interview, or at least the portions of I watched about it, really gave me a different level of respect for that guy. There was a lot of things about him I did not know. And his just level of transparency and willing to talk about it, I thought was really.
Well, that's what the Club Shay Shay couch does to you.
Yeah,
the truth comes out on that couch.
And I'm telling you, I know he's not any Joe Rogan, but I've been saying it for the last couple of weeks. That podcast really, right now in this moment in time, is money, dude.
Did you see the clip that he did with because he has another show that he does with Ocho Cinco called Nightcap?
Yes, and I've actually heard good bits of snippets from that.
Did you hear what he said? How much he made from the Cat Williams interview?
So I didn't hear the dollar amount, but I know
they didn't tell the exact dollar amount.
But he had made more off of that interview than he did playing
for 1 year in the NFL.
That's crazy, dude.
That's
because Shannon Sharp was a very intimidating player. He's not a slouch.
What up, phobia?
Not a slouch by any means. And so I'm watching this interview, and the level of transparency that's going with it, I'm just like, wow, dude, this guy is he's like basically talking to God.
Okay, relax.
I'm not saying Shannon Sharp is God. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the level of his willingness to just be as open as he was, I just thought
Well,
was
again, like I said, Cat Williams opened it up. So now everybody that goes on there, that show is going to be the show to fucking tell the truth on now. That's what happened. He changed it literally from just Shannon Sharp talking to some of his people that he just always wanted to talk to this is the truth, or this is my truth, and this is how I want the world to see it.
yeah.
That's what it was. That's exactly what it transformed that show into something totally different now.
Yeah, it really catapulted it into and then as I, since I had watched some of that, I found a snippet of an interview he did recently with Ric Flair as well. And do you know what I didn't know about Ric Flair?
Fuck
Me?
I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
Old Ric Flair, fuck him.
Yeah, dude, he's an old drunk motherfucker. I get it.
Did you see the Kill Tony thing? I think I told you about that.
Yeah, you were telling me.
Yeah,
I think you were telling us last week or
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
the week before.
Okay, so no need to rehash it.
But I didn't know he was abducted as a child and he was adopted. Like I had no idea he was trafficked as a child. Like I had no idea. And I'm a big wrestling. If I knew that,
He's talked about that before.
If I knew that, I knew it 10 years ago and I completely forgot about it. But
Yeah, because the only thing you care about is the wrestling.
I mean, it is that's the craft that he is a part of, and that's the craft that I like.
Speaking of that, did you see? Oh, you don't have TikTok. God damn it! You're the worst.
I'm trying to avoid it because you know how I am.
What do you mean? How you are?
Well, one of the biggest reasons I don't have TikTok is that one, I think when I think of social media, I look at it all as the same. It's all the same to me.
It's not all the same. They're all different. They're basically they're like channels on a television. Like if I go to Instagram, that's one channel. That's like NBC4. If I go to fucking Facebook, that's a different channel. That's like the CW.
Yeah.
It's where all the old people go to watch TV.
Yeah.
Which means you.
Smallville.
Yeah. Fucking the WB.
The little frog dancing with his top hat and
TikTok is more like, well, it's becoming different. It was like not quite Nickelodeon, like something in the middle, but now it's like there's ABC has a fucking like their ABC World News. They have a fucking page. All the major news outlets are on it. I get a lot of shit. Like if I want to watch actual news, it'll come up on there and I'll see it. But it's only shit that it's not no depressing local news type shit. But anyway, so The Rock is on there, and he's been doing these full like 5-part series that are like, and each of them are like 3 or 4 minutes long. Him just basically cutting a promo on Bama's, and like there's like a 5-part one. Even Dan has fucking been Dan has been on the show.
Shout out to Dan. What's
He's
up,
been
bud?
he's on TikTok recently, and he's been watching this shit. And like there was just one part of 5-part series. He was going in on fucking Cody Rhodes. He was like, "Don't fucking talk about my family." He's like, "Yeah, I slapped your bitch ass." And it's like, and it's not like the promos you see on SmackDown. It's like the F-bomb fucking shit. Like it's like The Rock, but like
Amplified.
Rated R Rock.
No, that's good. And do you know why I think that's awesome?
But it's because it hits another fucking crowd, another totally different bunch of people who may have already. It hits the adult crowd instead of just the kids crowd that's in the arena every night. Now, like he can go on there and fucking do a promo that he wishes he could do. Because he even said there was one that he did one to Seth Rollins. It was like another 5-part series. And he had a cowboy hat because I guess they were in Dallas, Texas that night or whatever.
Yeah, they were in Dallas last night.
Yeah. So then they was in some rodeo place, and he had a cowboy hat with a buckle.
Did he have the Brahma Bull on it?
I don't know. I didn't look that close. I'm just telling you, like he had the fucking Texas shit on, and so he's going in. He was like, "Yeah, the people with the buttons. He was talking about like the censor people. They cut the shit out. But I'm gonna tell you what I said right now. And he fucking boom, boom, boom. I was like, yo, this is the Rock that I would want to see when I was actually watching this shit.
So, do you know the true double-edged sword with wrestling and social media is
well,
that
we talked about it. You said it before.
Yeah,
but now it's different. Like he's doing it different.
He's doing it different. Do you know why he's doing it different? Because The Rock understands the fans.
And you have to remember, he also has a Dwayne Johnson TikTok, too. Those are two different, because he even said, he was like, I own the right, the Cody Rhodes joint. He was like, I not only am at the director of TKO and this, that, like, but I own the rights to the name and I blah, blah, blah. He was like, he was breaking it down. I was like, motherfucker, Cody Rhodes, I'm your boss, if anything. You know what I'm saying? So you do what the fuck I say type shit.
So that's how, and that's why he's always been so great, is because The Rock knows how to work a crowd like nobody else. And I literally put The Rock above Ric Flair when it comes. The Rock is the greatest on the mic. Period.
I agree.
Period.
Ric Flair is a close. I have a buddy. He's a teacher, but he's a huge fan, and we had this discussion because Brandon also been on the show. Brandon Henry, he's a big wrestling fan, and one time we were just sitting around talking about like who our favorite wrestler of all time was, and of course I said The Rock. Mine has always been The Rock, and yeah, Ric Flair was close because of the promos, and we were talking basically because of like anybody who was one of the best, they had to be able to cut promos, not just wrestle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
But so I was like, yeah, I'm a Ric Flair fan, but I get it. But I just feel like The Rock has just like edged him out just like a slight bit, because he's able to, I guess, transcend time, maybe or flow with the times. I guess.
Yeah, he adapt, but that's what creates longevity, in especially in the wrestling world, because you're going to have wrestlers who are hot for a small period of time, and they just fade into nothing. And
obscurity.
Nobody hears of them. To continuously be relevant decade after decade after decade, dude, that takes a lot of skill. That takes a lot of reinventing yourself, and not to sound like a super huge mark, but there are several wrestlers that have done that. The one that I think has done it arguably the best is probably The Undertaker. The guy's played the same guy.
He hasn't played the same guy.
Well, no, but the idea behind him has been the same.
The premise behind The Undertaker, yes. I mean, obviously, because that's the fucking name, but the premise is nowhere near what he started out as and what he became.
Yeah, and
although at the end he did go back to what the beginning was.
But he did it so well that he was able to tweak the character just enough to fit with whatever was currently popular or the fad or whatever the case may be.
Like when he started doing that MMA shit, because like Brock Lesnar was in UFC at the time. He was like, well, you know what? Let me put some 4-ounce gloves on, kind of like the ones you have.
These are mostly for warmth and comfort for my hands.
Sure,
it's frigid outside.
Sure.
I don't think I'm a professional wrestler, and if I was, I'd be a damn good
one. Or a
one.
professional fighter.
And if I was, I'd be a damn good one. All right.
Oh.
I think
Speaking of fights, oh my God.
Did you see that knockout yesterday?
Oh my God.
I mean, let me tell you something about.
Go ahead, but don't let me forget what I want to say.
No, I'm not. I'm a boxing fan. I'm not a diehard boxing fan.
We know that.
But I love boxing. I think boxing is just the very core of what blood sports are, I guess, if you want to call it that.
Combat sports. Jesus
sport.
Christ.
Yeah. All right. Let's relax.
Blood sport. What the fuck is this guy thinks he's fucking GSP? Not GSP. Fucking
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
There we go. Real Van Damme. But anyway, but that knockout was fucking crazy, dude. Like
they're heavyweights.
And that is something that is, I think, I don't want to say it's missing from fights, but we don't.
No, because we grew up on, probably me a little more than you, we grew up on boxing and being about the heavyweights.
Yeah, Tyson, Holyfield,
George Foreman,
Lennox
Muhammad
Lewis,
Ali,
a lot of big, heavyweights.
All the fucking big fights back in the day. aside from like your Sugar Ray Leonard, De La Hoya, I'm trying to think of Tommy Hearns. Those guys were like middleweights, welterweight. Roy Jones Jr.
I was a big fan of Roy Jones.
What's the Panamanian dude? Fuck, I can't remember his name. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. He was a beast too. He beat Sugar Ray Leonard like once, I think. Anyway, I don't know what I was getting at on that, but I did want to talk about Anthony Joshua. It was funny because the fight took place in Saudi Arabia, and then I didn't put two and two together until today. The F1 race was also today because Ramadan starts tomorrow, so they had to move last week's race up to Saturday. So it was like, I guess qualifying would have been Thursday. Practice was Thursday. Practice qualifying was Friday, and then the race was Saturday. Usually the race is on Sunday, but they had to move the one today to Saturday because Ramadan starts Monday. And then because the rules say you have to have at least a week in between races, they had to move the first race to the same thing. They had to do that to Saturday. So it kind of rearranged it. But anyway, I didn't even, in my head, it didn't register that fight because I forgot that fight was even happening. Francis, we're talking about anybody out there who doesn't know, we're talking about Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou, former UFC champion. They fought, this would be Friday night. They did that? Yeah, Friday night.
Yeah, it'd be Friday night because, yeah.
Friday night here. I know it's Monday morning or whatever day next week, but anyway. So they fought. Anthony Joshua fucking basically 2 punches knocked Francis Ngannou out, and that's the name of that. Fast forward to Saturday. I'm watching F1, and Anthony Joshua was there. I didn't forget, but he has invested into one of the teams. Him and somebody, not Ryan Reynolds. Is it Ryan Reynolds? I think it's Ryan Reynolds. But anyway, there's a few celebrities that invested into this team called Alpine.
Yeah.
On the F1 grid, but they're the worst team on the fucking grid, especially this year. They went backwards from last year, which is wild. But anyway, so it's just funny. Like, he was there, and I was like, this motherfucker didn't fucking take a fucking hit, and he's just out here like, oh, I'm supporting my loser ass team now. He invested in the fucking weakest team, and then just won a bunch of money last night. But I don't know. Anybody who knows F1 and boxing kind of will understand what I'm saying. But
well, it's funny you say that because some of our buddies, they were actually talking about it a little earlier today in the chat that we have, and they were like, "Oh man, dude, just basically what you said, just knock some motherfucker out. And now he's just chilling." Like, hey.
He was there up in the fucking stand, not just whatever the loft is. He was smiling and shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm an owner of a team down on the grid. Like, yeah, your team is trash, bro.
Well, I mean,
Actually, one of the cars fucking didn't even start the first. Well, they started, but they ended up having to retire the car because gearbox was out. That was bad. It didn't look good for them.
Well, regardless, you don't see too many, I guess, definitive wins like that anymore in boxing. I know UFC is something completely different.
Let's be fair. What am I looking at here? Okay, never mind. Let's be fair. Francis Ngannou is, although he's been training with Mike Tyson, or he's gotten some pointers with him, he is still fairly new to boxing. He's done some striking. He's an MMA guy, and he started late in MMA to even be fair about that. He's just a strong, big motherfucking dude. So anytime he puts his hands on somebody, it could have went the other way, to be honest. I saw what happened. Like, he was throwing a punch and he fucking dropped his hand. And like Anthony Joshua, being the experienced boxer, boxing his whole fucking life, hey, I see an opening. Boop. laid it right on him, in the right spot that it needed to be. And
yeah, and it was a very clean knockout too. It wasn't like some sloppy knockout where the guy was stumbling. No,
but if you watch it as he's going in, his hand is down. Anthony Joshua, it's a fucking straight shot to straight. Like he's swinging, his hands down here, and he just fucking Anthony Joshua just comes and boop. It's a wrap.
Man,
no human being can just, if you get hit the right way, ain't no human being.
Yeah, dude. I mean, dude, your whole shit is rock, dude. I mean,
yeah. What's happening is your fucking brain is hitting your skull. And then to protect itself, it fucking shuts everything down. It's like, oh shit, wait, what's happening here? And then it shuts everything down.
Yeah, you could clearly see that what was happening in the knockout. Oh man, dude. But it's important to remember, just like you were saying, that this guy took a chance. Got into
this is his second boxing
match.
match, I think. Maybe third boxing match. He won the other two.
Still,
he didn't win the one. The world thought he won the one against Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
He didn't end up winning by the judges because I think it went to a decision or whatever. But he knocked Tyson Fury down, which is kind of a hard thing to do. Like, again, these guys are like they've been pro fighters for a long time. So he's not fighting tomato cans. Usually what happens in the world of boxing is to build, they usually what they do is they build up the people's, their stat. They kind of pad their stats.
Yeah.
Like in the amateur levels, they'll give them a whole bunch of fights and they'll let them fight what they call tomato cans just to build their stats up. Like, so then that's when you have somebody like Ryan Garcia, the one. Bro, speaking of crazy people, there's been a lot of, I don't know if you heard about Ryan Garcia, this dude.
No.
He's a boxer also.
Yeah, I know who Ryan Garcia is, but I didn't.
Went on fucking was it Twitter? Went on social media, and was like, yeah, there's this the Bohemian Grove and blah 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 blah. He was like giving all the secrets away, and then they ended up putting him in some kind of hospital, or I don't know the exact full story, but then they put him in some shit. So now this motherfucker, and then it comes out a couple of days later, like, the only thing that I'm going to start putting on my Twitter is anything about boxing and sports. Like, I won't talk about anything else. So it's like you going from like this manic episode to I'm only going to stick to this. Who got to you, bruh?
Yeah, that is like when that gives me the vibes of when you wake up in the bed and the horse head is in your bed, like,
yeah, exactly.
Arguably one of the best scenes in cinema history, but you're right. Somebody comes up, pulls him to the side, says, "Hey, you're never gonna talk like that again. You understand?
Yeah.
You talk like that again. Your mother. The tomatoes she makes. I'm gonna stomp him. I'm
And
gonna
then-
stomp him good.
And then because he's a boxer, they can write it off as, oh, he's got CTE or he's got brain issues, because I guess his amateur record, he was like, I guess he's been fighting since he was like 7 years old.
That's kind of crazy.
So his
dude.
amateur shit was like 200 and something to fucking like maybe two.
Yeah, like who beat him? Like Billy Badass that was like 10 years older than him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got him beaten on. When you talk about the stat inflation thing, that is something that I think.
But that's a big thing in boxing and kickboxing. That's a big thing. They like they'll keep a lot of times they will keep an amateur guy in the amateur ranks to fucking pad his shit.
Yeah.
Until they just find a good fight for him as a professional. It's like, okay, we've built his shit up to, like, let's say it's kickboxing or Muay, well, maybe not Muay Thai, but kickboxing. We build him up to he's like fucking 35 and as an amateur. Now we're gonna put him pro, and we got this guy. They kind of about the same. This guy's been around. He's a little older, so blah blah blah. Like they find the little fucking tweaks just so they can kind of like.
Use it to your advantage.
And this is how we're gonna beat him. This, that, and another thing. And then then he's a 1-0 as a professional.
Yeah.
Not forgetting that he's been fighting motherfuckers forever as an amateur, and beating them fuck out of motherfuckers. So it's
well,
combat sports is a weird thing.
So when I look at stat padding, excuse me, That should be the name of this episode. Stat padding. Is I kind of look at it the same way I look at video games too. With when it comes to your overall wins and your overall kill-death ratio and
How
things.
did I know you're going to bring it back to this?
Well, I think it. I think the idea goes hand in hand. Not so
You
much.
motherfuckers, yeah, but you motherfuckers fucking do that. You were doing that shit. You even talked about it on the show how y'all were doing. We were buying different accounts and we were fucking. This is how I got my first 50 fucking fuck nuts, whatever the fuck you call it.
Well, first of all, we don't call it fuck nut 50. All right, all right.
That's what I call it.
Yeah,
It's
fuck
the
nut
fuck
50.
nut 50.
Yeah, dude, that should be the name of the episode. But
I can't do
hey, no, PHUK, my PHUCK, my friend. Fuck
nuts. Fuck nuts 50.
Fuck nuts 50.
I'm gonna write it down. We'll see.
Here,
what we do.
let's see if we can get away with it. No, but I look at that in the same level. It's like you do make a new account. You already have a lot of experience, but when you get to that level of experience and you get into, say, 10 fights, right? And with all the experience you had previous, it's like, hey, we know this guy's good, but you got 10 really good fighters or 10 really good opponents or whoever it is. And you only end up winning 4 of those, 4 out of 10. And it's like, damn, is this guy really good at all? Like, his record beforehand says differently, right? And now you're only giving me 4 out of 10. I was expecting maybe 7 or 8, you know. So the point I'm getting at is that when I see numbers that can be, that kind of look inflated, I'm going to think that person's not as good as they really, as those numbers say they are.
Kind of like fucking social media numbers when you see motherfuckers have these inflated numbers. Like, because you can buy everything. You can buy followers, you can buy likes, you can buy subscribers, whatever. You can buy it, but are they real? Because you can tell by what their other stats are.
Yeah.
Like Instagram, if I got a million followers, I won't use Instagram because you can't really record that. You can't look at it the same way on that. But like TikTok, it tells you how many likes you have, how many followers you have, and how many people you're following. If I have 500,000 followers,
All right.
and I have 300 likes, more than likely, I probably bought those fucking followers.
Yeah, so there's going to be a correlation with your numbers. Like if I have 500,000 followers, I should have 430,000 likes, right? Like give or take. You know what I mean?
It's probably the percentage is probably a little lower than that, but yeah.
Well, no, but
you're saying, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the idea, but no, but that's the thing about social media, man. It is a what is the word I'm looking for? It is a veil. It is the curtain.
Kind of. It depends because I'm because of what I'm trying to do with this comedy thing. It's hard to build up an account like legitimately. To be honest, I don't know how people do it. I look at other comedians and I'm like, oh, like they're or like maybe just a little bit above me. Maybe they are legitimately above me, or maybe they're not. Maybe they just are able to get more exposure. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing about it. But then I look at it, I'm like, 3,000. That's not that. Doesn't seem that hard to get to. While I'm sitting at 300, you know what I'm saying? But like get to 3,000 followers is like, okay. So I just need to figure out something to get just to build that basically that stat up. You know what I'm saying? And it goes across all of them. One like, yeah, you can have a bunch on one, but I don't think it's legitimate until you're across the board, kind of around the same range, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I was getting at. I was just thinking like, but to build that shit up is hard. Like you gotta work to legitimately build an audience. And well, once you get that audience, man, them motherfuckers will ride or die.
No, and that's the hard part. Like a lot of people, and I know you talk about it all the time, and we probably discuss it quite a bit, is
Just
that,
think about the people who support us. Like,
yeah,
we got a small audience. Like, our audience is legitimately small, but they fucking support the fuck out of us.
we love you guys. We cannot ever,
Stress that enough.
yeah, like
Now-
really.
We would like more people to love us so we can love more people. Just saying.
We like to love here.
So people who already fuck with us, hey, keep pushing this shit out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Tell your
fucking
friend.
make some clips. I swear to God. They do love us, but they fucking lazy as shit. I'm saying it right now. I know you guys love us, but some of y'all lazy. Make some clips, put them on your social media, tag us, and hey, guess what? That helps.
It does, and there is nothing but as Jared just destroys the laboratory one
It's fine.
swipe at
It's
a time.
It's fine.
Is that when you start something, anything, whether it's whether you're starting your
I don't want to get
drawings.
into a philosophical debate about this
No,
shit.
no, and I'm not even trying to encourage it. But what I'm saying is that when you start something, you're never gonna know if it's gonna be successful unless you do it. And sometimes you gotta keep doing it. And you got to do it when you don't like it. You got to do it when you hate it. You got to do it when you love it. You got to do it all the time.
You said that last week, by the way.
Yeah, I know, but it's still true.
No, I
You
get
know,
it.
You know,
I don't think we need to rehash that every week.
well, no, and you're right. You're right, but still, same time, humble beginnings, big results. That's what matters. Put in the work, and at some point in time, when you least expect it, that one thing that you always wanted, that's already in the back of your mind at this point, will just.
That's the thing right there. It's not realizing. Like, I think what people always want the overnight success, but they don't realize. And I don't know personally, but I kind of do know personally because I set a goal for certain things, and you always think you want that goal right then and there, but you don't realize. By the time you get to the goal, that's why they always say enjoy the journey. Because once you get the goal, it's like if you didn't pay attention to what was going on that whole time, you're gonna be like, fuck. Like, now what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of, damn, that was a fucking fun ride.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was hard as fuck. And I'm a better person for it being as hard as it was. And you appreciate the actual end goal more because of the fucking work instead of it being given to you. And as I'm explaining that, that goes back to a thing that I learned from when I first started internet marketing. Like, people always appreciate things more when they've had, like, say I have to buy a product and still put in the work to achieve said goal, whatever the product says the goal is going to be. Now, if I've given that same information to get to that goal for free, I'm probably not going to put in the same amount of work because there's no incentive for me to gain back what I put into it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No. That 100% makes sense.
So, and I think that's just with anything. Like this show, my comedy, as much as frustrated as I get, it's like, fuck, man, I wish I had started earlier. However, I got to stop thinking like that. Like, I'm doing as much as I can with what I have at the moment. Now, whenever the fucking DMV gets their shit together, then maybe I'll be able to hit more shows on like during the week and be able to get in with more people. But like what I'm doing right now is still getting the name out there. You know what? I was watching something. I think it was Gary Owen's podcast. It was just a clip of it. Gary Owen, excuse me. He had to change his name from Owens. He was talking about how like comedians always Google their name to like just to or look up their name to see where they're at.
Like in terms of like, hey, where am I at? Where do I fit in?
Yeah, against the fabric of everybody else. And I was like, you know what? Let me look up. And I knew better than to just look up Jared Leigh. I was like, because there's probably a fucking ton of Jared Leigh. That's the reason I don't use my last name is because I thought it was going to be too common. So when I first started this shit, I was like, all right, I need to start branding this shit now. So that's where Jared Leigh Comedy comes in. So then I Googled Jared Leigh Comedy. Guess what comes up at the top of the motherfucking page?
Is it me?
No.
I wish. Okay, continue.
I forgot what was first. It might have been my Twitter. Twitter was one. I think Twitter because that's the oldest page. All it is just Biz Mad Scientist still.
Yeah.
But the name that it shows up, the tag is like if you wanted to find me on Twitter, it's Viz Mad Scientist.
Yeah.
But the name of it is Jared Leigh Comedy. That popped up first because that page is the oldest of all the stuff that I've done. Then it's Instagram. I don't know. I guess we can look it up real quick. I don't want to show it, but
Oh, here, let's look you up on the internet.
no, I'm not. I'm not trying to be a fucking.
No, I know. I was just teasing you. But dude, it is crazy. Think about it. You could literally type your name in, and there's a whole web search about you.
Oh yeah,
dude,
it's crazy,
dude,
scary. Yeah, see, Twitter comes up, or excuse me, X comes up first, and then
You're on Google.
Yeah, as number one, bro. I'm number one under Jared Leigh Comedy. That's fucking crazy.
That's fucking awesome.
And all I did was, this used to be just Viz Mad Scientist, but all I did was change this to this because again, this account is old as fuck. I've had this account since like 2010 or some shit. So that's the thing. What people don't understand with SEO, search engine optimization. These are the keywords that I want to fucking show up. So, and I still got to do some work because I got to get this guy, whoever the fuck this guy's Instagram, I got to bump him down. See, again, he stole the name. He has my name. He didn't steal my name, but he has the same name as me.
All right.
Exactly the same name, and that's his Instagram.
Who the fuck are you, Jared?
I don't. I looked him up. He fucking whack.
Is he white?
Yes.
Oh my god.
This is all. Look,
sorry.
look. This number 3 is also me. So 1, 3, and guess what's number 4?
Oh my god. Oh, my name is on Google.
Yeah, because I just changed that. I'm gonna start. Here's what I'm gonna start. Maybe. Oh, I guess I'm already showing everybody. I thought I wasn't showing everybody.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I just started doing this. So now the name of the show is the Mad Scientist Lab with Jared Leigh and RJ.
My god.
So
Dude,
now
we're on the internet.
because this is Google. YouTube is gonna show up in the searches because Google owns YouTube. So now all the fucking podcasts are gonna fucking pop up on this motherfucker. Which one is this anyway?
That looks like that is last week's show with our buddy A Strong.
Well, there you go.
Right.
So there, age of the page, the YouTube channel is old, so that's 2 things, and then the keyword Jared Leigh is in the title, Jared Leigh Comedy. So even though I put it in comedy, this is a lesson for everybody out there who's into any of this shit, internet marketing shit. Just because Jared Leigh is in the title of that YouTube title, just Jared Leigh comes up. Now I didn't Google just Jared Leigh, which I may do later just to see. But then you go down, what's number 5? Jared Leigh Comedy, the TikTok. So for Jared Leigh Comedy, buddy, Google me, baby.
You're number 1 on Google.
Yeah.
That is how monumental this podcast is, folks. That we
now I got to figure out how to push down this guy's Instagram. His Instagram, for some reason, is maybe because he's got more followers. How many followers is it?
It looks like 212.
No,
wait, 487 following.
Are you reading?
No.
The second one.
No, so 656.
650. Okay.
656.
Okay, so that's
Followers,
why he's got more followers.
487 following, 212 posts.
He's got more followers.
Well, do you want to make him disappear?
No, we're not gonna do all that. I meant to change it to this one, not the fucking that one.
Yeah, don't worry. We don't have a problem with
But anyway,
things.
That's a little SEO shit. If you want to get on the fucking, and I haven't even fucking I bought the domain. I have JaredLeeComedy.com too. Haven't made the page yet. Really no need to make a page. I won't do that until I'm like have a set schedule where I can put stuff. And I mean we have merch, but like nobody's buying our merch. So I'm about to just take that shit down. Like it's not worth having.
Give me all the merch that you have, and I'll make something happen.
No, you won't. I gave you the fucking link.
Give me
Make
all.
it happen. Oh,
Give
bro,
me all the
I don't have merch. I gave you the link. And if you want me to send you the link again, I'll send you the link. But if nobody's buying shit, then nobody's buying shit.
I'm going to figure this out.
No.
I'm going to figure this out.
RJ, when you say you're going to figure some shit out, I don't put much faith in it. Just like you fucking this motherfucker. Hold on.
What I do now?
I got to bring this back around. Just like you tagged me in that fucking.
I knew that was going to get on your nerves.
Wait, what? You did that just to piss me the fuck off?
No. So you messaged me during the week.
Yes.
And I saw it. But when I went to go play the video,
mm-hmm.
I don't know if I had bad signal or whatever. My shit kept buffering. So I never actually got to watch it. Right?
Were you at work or something?
I think I was.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was buffering, right? I'm like, what the fuck and I, when I do look at my phone at work, I can look at it for 2-3 minutes and then I go back to being, work guy. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, no problem. And then I was scrolling last night and I found it again. And I was just like, oh, Jared. And that's why I tagged you in it. And obviously you didn't know any of this, and I didn't want to send you some long, drawn-out message. But that is actually pretty fucking wild. And for what me and Jared are talking about.
Yeah, you should give some context.
Yeah, context is very important, so you know what's going on. Is when Star Wars was being shown on regular television in Chile, they incorporated
the country of, not the food.
Yes, they the country of, not the food. And that should be that's a good title too.
It's long.
But they incorporated the beer commercials into the movie.
Yeah.
And
it made the movie shitty, to be honest.
Well, yeah, it's
funny to watch, but it's fucking dumb.
It's beyond am I going to be wrong for saying this? It's very like third world-ish, if that makes any sense.
Chile's not a third world.
I know, but like just the sense of like, hey, like we don't have commercials here. Let's just put the commercial in. Like
no,
it's just tacky. That's all.
No, they just don't have the same appreciation as we do for it. I thought it ruined the movie, and I mean it was on TV. It was for TV. It wasn't for the actual film. It was just
no, and I know, and again, it's on a local station like TBS or something, TNT.
Now let's put it this way: I might be able to get away with it if I don't have to sit through fucking 3 minutes of fucking butthole prescription commercials.
Dude, do you know what's crazy about commercials is that. And I was talking to my mom about this maybe 2 weeks ago. We were watching something, commercial comes on, and it is for some sort of supplement, whether it's prescribed or whatever it is. And it was just like, are you feeling sad? Put thumb in your ass.
No
you
way.
Have thumb in your ass?
They did not say that.
No, they didn't. But you get what I'm saying, though.
Side effects might include butt leakage, poop, and
anal bleeding. No, but you're right. But within that 180-second window, all right, of commercial, I saw 2 of them that were for some supplement of some kind. That it's like, hey, does life have you down?
Those are not supplements. Those are drugs.
Drugs, yeah, okay, drugs.
Supplements are way different than drugs.
You know what I mean. But you're right.
I don't.
Drugs is
the right term,
yeah,
please.
Drugs is the correct term.
Because I fuck Big Pharma. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah, dude, fuck you guys. Oh. Go ahead.
I don't want to get I'm not gonna get totally into it here because I saw some shit on Twitter today, and Twitter is a weird place these days. Kind of back to the old west, which I like, but basically it was saying a lot of shit about all the COVID-19 stuff, about the vaccines.
Yeah, dude, it's it does not surprise.
Hey, me and you, we good.
I know we're good, dude. I'm telling, dude. Let me.
That's
tell
all
you.
I'm saying. Me and you, dog.
Yeah,
We good.
You over there. You over there.
Some of y'all motherfuckers out there,
Yeah.
y'all might be fucked. That's just
Yeah,
saying.
you gonna be turned around, sir. So anyway, no, and it just kind of goes back to just the original thought, and we understand our bodies, ourselves. We are intelligent enough to some degree to understand, like, hey, you know, I'm for this, but not just yet. And that's what that was. Dude, I'm not against medicine. You'll never hear me say anything against that.
I mean, same here.
Yeah, but what you're not going to hear us say.
But this is part of the things that I saw, and maybe if I find it again, I'll send it to you. But this is one of the things that they were talking about, how people who were against taking it were vilified and made to seem like they were the scapegoats. Like, oh, you're the problem.
It's such a
But
fucking
no,
farce,
relax,
dude.
relax.
It just irritates
It's like,
me.
oh, you're the problem. And here's the crazy
Yeah.
part. Recently, I was out of town for work, and some people that I had talked to when this shit was still going on, when this was when I was in LA, what was that, 3 years ago now? 3 years, probably 3 years. Yeah, that was 3
Getting
years
on,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, time is
So when
flying.
I was in LA 3 years ago, and this is during the fucking shit was still going on, especially in California, and they were talking about, these people were trying to basically I had told them, like, I haven't taken it, and why haven't you taken it? Well, blah blah blah, and this is you should take it. These same people, 3 years later, somehow it comes up, and I was like, yeah, I still haven't taken it. I think they were talking about boosters or whatever. I was like, nope, still haven't taken it. Not one booster, nope, still haven't taken it. Oh, you need to take it and take all your boosters, blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
Yeah.
the way you're fucking pushing this on me, you're making me more not want to do it. And then there's fucking more data that comes out, and I'm not giving any specifics because I'm not trying to have warranty take us down.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say, as time moves on and the data rolls out, the people who erred on the side of caution are looking like they're coming out on top.
Yeah, no, dude.
That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I'm not. Do you know what sucks about that whole idea is that me personally, I was not sitting here going, you know what? If I put this in me, I'm gonna die.
I wasn't thinking that, not that specific thought. My thing again, I'm a fucking, you know this. This show is called this for a reason. I think I'm not a fucking like professional scientist, but I think like a scientist.
Yeah.
And a lot of science is, you got to get the numbers, you got to get sample sizes, you got to, and I'm not the one doing the experiment, but part of research is getting a data set. And the data set at the time that this thing came out was too small of a sample size for me to take a risk, not knowing long term what the consequences would be.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you put the whole world in a panic. I mean, that's what it is. It's a reaction to panic.
Yeah.
A mass panic to that is a very big
and
understatement.
And
too.
then, because a lot of people are so, and I've dealt with it, like personal family and personal people, when you are a person who goes against the grain, then you're vilified. Now, I'm not at a level where if I go against the grain, I got people coming after me. But just think about all the people who are at a level of certain,
like a status of sorts.
yeah, and they go against the grain. What happens to those people?
Yeah, dude, they disappear.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, they and it's funny we're talking about this, and I'll be very brief about this point.
This is spillage over from Tron last week.
Yeah, no, and he's always a blast to have around. And I just want to say something real quick before I continue. Is
we got to stop going back and forth.
Yeah, I know. But just while we're on it, that gentleman is always a pleasure to be on the show. Regardless,
Could have done that at the end.
Yeah. Okay. So here we'll do that. So.
Okay.
I was watching. So when you texted me last night, I didn't realize you were out at your comedy venue, and you said, "Hey, are you out?" And I was like, "No, I'm actually."
Yeah, because I was gonna go to the spot, and because I kind of wanted to. I had a good night, so I wanted to,
no, that's good, and I'm glad you did, dude. In all seriousness,
I had to get that monkey off my back.
No, but I had been home for maybe not even 45 minutes. Came home Friday, long work week, ate dinner, and I didn't really have much to do last night. I'm coming home a little earlier now from work, and me and my mom were talking, and you know what we ended up watching? I know it sounds crazy. I was like, hey, let's watch something on
Did you watch Saltburn with your mom again?
No. God, no. Oh, dude, I didn't know what that movie was about.
That's why I told you I wasn't into it.
Yeah, no, I could see why.
It's like it was light porn.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, very uncomfortable. And I'm 35. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm watching it with my mom. And that's just goes to show you, no matter how old you get, when you ever see like a nude scene, no matter what's happening with your parent, it's just like, so are we watching porn now, Mom? Or like, I don't know. I was trying to be funny.
That movie.
But we ended up watching about a 35-minute video.
Your sister's the one that recommended that to me, motherfucker.
Well, she's a fucking weirdo.
I know.
Dude.
Go ahead.
It's all right. We watched a 35-minute video on Building 7 from 9/11.
Okay.
And
I don't want to get into it.
No. And I'm not going to go any farther than that. I just said, hey, just think outside the box, and I don't really feed too much into that stuff either. I said, it's interesting. I said, just let's see what this person says and what their thought process is about this building in particular. And it was very, for the most part, very well put together. And at the same time...
It's a documentary. Say that. Keep going.
At the same time, as I'm watching it, and, my mother's watching this with me, and I'm like, hey, I'm not saying believe this stuff, but I said, isn't it kind of interesting to see how people might think this way?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And I think that was kind of my whole point with it. And
that's why we got to get this guy.
Yeah, and she was like, you know what? And, my mom worked a mile away from the Pentagon.
Yeah.
Dude. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get into details.
And all that good stuff. So it was just a very informative watch, so to speak, and it was just kind of cool. But it goes back to when you really are going against what everybody else is saying, and it's just like, hey, I don't think anybody out here is wrong.
A crazy person.
It's like you're labeled as like, oh my God, this guy should not be in America. He should not be this. And that was the whole point of that.
That kind of, that kind of brings it back to what we were talking to before the show started. How somebody commented, which again, if you're gonna comment on the fucking podcast, go to the YouTube and fucking comment, motherfuckers. Don't do it on fucking social media shit. We're just there, so we just post it on social media so you're aware that it's out. Like, I swear to God, like, whatever. Anyway, because it doesn't help if you fucking do it on social media. It only helps if you put it on the either the fucking podcast where the audio is or the fucking or the YouTube. Like, that's it. Or if you're here watching during Twitch. But yeah, it just goes back to like, you call people that type of stuff, and this person has probably done maybe a little more research than you have on the subject for you, and then for you to like say, oh, this, that, or this person's crazy, this person's out of their. Now, would there be some things that I would disagree? And me and him, talking about Tron when he was here last week, there were some things that I disagree with him upon, and we had nice discord about it. It wasn't anything fucking crazy, which I would hope it would be. It's like, because we respect each other.
Yeah.
I respect him. I would hope he respects me, and that's what it was. It's like, I kind of got to push back on that. I'm not 100% on that way. Now, if it came down to flat Earth type shit, then it was been some issue.
Yeah,
Like, hey, motherfucker,
Yeah.
this just don't make any sense. It's been proven 1,000 times over, mathematically and all this other shit. Now, here's the crazy part. See, now we going back to we're fucking almost 2 hours, but fucking
Yeah, that's all right. It's all right.
I've been seeing a lot of shit on TikTok, so it's gone from. And I have to decide, even myself, I have to figure, man, I do worry about things on TikTok sometimes because I think people just put shit out just to fucking be talking. A lot of the time, it's just people fucking talking.
Everybody wants to feel like somebody.
Yeah. Maybe I'll start highlighting the fucking weird shit and kind of be like, the fuck? But anyway, so there's this whole thing. So there was the flat Earth thing, right? And maybe it's my fucking algorithm changing, or maybe these are just trends that are going in and out. I don't know. But then there was the flat Earth thing and all this other shit. The flat Earth thing has kind of gone away. But now, I think these people have moved from flat Earth to math isn't real.
I didn't even know that was a thing. What do you mean?
This is how see, this is what I'm trying to explain to you. When y'all motherfuckers, by the time y'all motherfuckers see, this is why I'm on TikTok. Because I see so much shit so fast. By the time y'all see it on Facebook, it's 2 or 3 weeks old.
Yeah.
Like when I sent you that, I mean, it might be slow, moving a little faster. Because when I sent you that thing, what I sent
The Star Wars thing?
Yeah, the Star Wars thing. I sent you
was,
that.
maybe
Earlier
Tuesday?
this week.
Yeah, maybe a Tuesday.
And you got it yesterday.
And then I saw it on Facebook yesterday. Yeah. So a couple of days.
But that was because somebody else took it and they put their own fucking bullshit over it and like made it trying to make it their own video. There's a lot of that stuff too.
Oh, dude, that's like people that use like fucking quotes and shit.
It's bad. Even on TikTok, it's bad. It's like there's this thing on TikTok called stitching where you can kind of like basically butt into some, like they have their video they already posted, you can kind of butt in and rebuttal. And anyway, my whole point is now motherfuckers are like, yeah, 2 plus 2 or 4 divided by 2 is not real. It's just some shit that's taught to you in school. It's not real. So there's certain things that like I can legitimately, I'll start watching the video and I'm like, oh, this is bullshit. And there's some things that I'll look and I'll keep watching because I'm trying to figure out if this person is being real or they actually believe this shit.
Or if it's just like a bit.
Yeah. Well, I said the same thing twice. But yes. And sometimes I'll be real. I can't tell. Because on some of them, I just can't fucking figure out, like, this is a bit or is this real? And it makes me keep watching because I'm trying to figure out context clues. I'm trying to figure out shit. Then I go to fucking comments and I'm like, then people, the only thing about TikTok though, this has become a critique on TikTok, but the only thing about TikTok is no matter what the video is, which makes sense now because of the way the algorithm works. Every time you go to a video, all the comments are going to be skewed on the side of whatever the opinion of the video is.
Yeah.
Which is kind of scary because if I want to look for, I still go there just to see because there's always at least 1 or 2 like, no, this is blah, 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 this is da-da-da-da. At least there's some kind of logic amongst the fucking muck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I think a lot of times if you want to see the comments that don't agree, That's what they do. I just realized this. Usually, the comments that agree with the video will be at the top because those have the most likes or replies to that comment.
Yeah.
So they put those at the top. You got to go to the bottom to see the negative shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm learning this shit in front of y'all right now, or realizing things about it. I don't know. It's just my journey into social media, and I fucking hate it. I hate social media. I hate being on TikTok. I get sucked in. I was talking to Dan about this the other day. I get sucked in. Like, I think I'm gonna go there for 1 or 2 videos, and I'm there for fucking 3 hours.
Yeah. No, I mean that in itself, the paradigm of social media and how it's
not all. It's not all. Like
Yeah,
I can get off of Facebook. That's easy.
yeah.
I can get off of Instagram. Not as easy, just because I get the dopamine hits from the big booty bitches.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't like a nice ass?
But I've been spending more time on because I got 2 pages. I spend more time on my Leigh Comedy. Instagram, Leigh Comedy. Follow me, please. I spend more time there. But that's only because I'm trying to see what a piece of shit that I put up does, how it's doing. So I don't know. I got to figure out how to kind of pull myself back from it, but still be creating and adding stuff to it.
Yeah, well, with anything, moderation is always going to be key.
I can't wait till I fucking have enough. I can have a team to fucking, hey, go put some clips up, bro.
Yeah.
I need a team. Go put some clips up.
Yeah, go
put
some
some
clips
shit
up.
and I'll pay you later.
Yeah, and we'll pay you later. And we will pay you later. And the best thing about being paid later is, it's a guarantee. And you know what the other guarantee, folks, is that you can catch us here live every Saturday at around 6:30 p.m. here live on Twitch. Anywhere you get your podcasts, that is Apple Music, Spotify, all that good stuff.
Why do we not have a D's Nuts on here?
You know what's crazy?
I want the one from Snoop Dogg.
Oh, yeah, the Chronic, dude.
Yeah.
These nuts. And anywhere you get your podcasts, that is Apple Music, Spotify, all that good stuff. And Monday on YouTube for the visual. As always, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and review. And
Presumption is correct, nigga.
And we will see you guys next week. Shout out to our... Shout out to the Lab Rats and our buddy Acetron for a miraculous episode last week. That is what podcasts are for. And
Wait, you wanted to say something to him?
No, I just wanted to say before we left, and I'll be very, very brief, is that despite what everybody thinks about somebody's personal views or whatever it is, the reasons for podcasts, this podcast, the next podcast, is to have healthy discussions.
Hold on. Not all podcasts. Some podcasts are bullshit. This is some of the shit that I be seeing on TikTok, but
No. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But you're right. Not all podcasts are good podcasts. But when you have somebody who comes over who goes completely against everything that we stand about, do you know what it creates? A good podcast.
You didn't go completely against it.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Hold on, but I think you're making the assumption that we had an issue with it.
No. We had no issue with it.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want people who are fans of the show to think, oh, hey, RJ and Jared are really reaching to the loonies.
No. Here's
that was my problem with it.
Okay. I agree. Same here, and I know what you're saying, but I think this goes back to what I was saying at the beginning. And I know we were closing out, but I got to say this before. Maybe this will be like a cut scene at the end. I want people to understand that this is about entertainment, number one. Number two, I forgot what I was going to say.
It's a good number two. Number two.
What were we talking about?
We're just basically talking about, I just don't want people to think that we're going out fishing for people.
Oh, no.
Who,
that's what I was saying. It goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning about how people are in their own worlds and their whatever's going on in their own mind.
Yeah.
May be coming out this is what we call not we call, but what they call in the psychology world, since we were talking about psychology earlier, as projection. So take that from that what you will.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Tron is the homie. I've known that dude for a long time. I know his family, and he's a good dude. So if anybody got a problem with him, they got a problem with me.
Yeah,
that's real.
Yeah,
that's real talk.
That's a problem with us. Opinions aside, gentleman's always stand up when he comes over, and he will continue to be.
And the motherfucker, we got to get out of here because I'm about to fucking.
Yeah, I got you, man. But I just wanted it to be clear that when we invite anybody over here, we welcome them, and whether we share the same opinion or not. That is the point of this show, and we're going to continue to do that. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Now you're just feeding into the fucking shit.
Well, I mean, come on. The glass shattering, the middle fingers. It's pretty awesome.
Stupid.
It's fucking badass.
No, The Rock is the badass.
Anyway, we will see you guys next week. Thank you always
I got
for
news for you. That means you're gay.
Oh, so very. And we will see you guys next week. Thank you very much for joining us. We love you guys. Be safe. Peace.
He always thinks he can say the peace. Like,
here, say peace then.
Don't fucking worry about what I'm doing.
Hey, man, you sent her in here with them titties. What you expect?
Now it's peace, motherfucker.
That's a good
So
note,
hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. Merit scientist lab.
You can't have an opinion on something that you haven't even tried.
Exactly.
The merit scientist